Hey, this is Dr. Glenn Livingston, and I've been studying dreams for literally decades. I've also created a powerful tool to help you extract the maximum value from your dreams, the maximum level of practical insights into the issues they're trying to talk to you about, things that can actually improve your life, because I believe that we don't live to dream, we dream to live. And the name of the program is called Dream Answers. It is password protected. You can log in so all of your dreams are private unless you choose to share them. You can also have multiple users on the same computer. Let's just walk through the software really, really quickly. I think you're going to be happy when you get it. It's got a really cool way of organizing and cataloging your dreams, but you've probably seen that before in other software programs, so I'm not going to go through that until later. What I want to tell you about is the most exciting feature, which is the interpretation module. And once you've entered in your dreams and you've talked about, the emotions in the dreams, and you've answered a couple of questions about them, the system has 5 different ways, really 6 different ways of working with you to help you understand what your dream is trying to tell you. So the easiest one is a quick interpretation, and this one is actually based on some scientific research. I can't claim that the interpretation you get is 100% scientific, or that you would not get a different interpretation from a different person or anything like that. But what I can claim is that when people use the system, that they feel helped, that they feel that they have better insight into what their dream was about, and that they're able to think new thoughts. Isn't that what that's about? That you want to think new thoughts so that you can have better things in your life. Anyway, these are 5 dimensions of dreams, which are from the research I had done years ago, which indicate different types of issues that the dream might be about, which indicate the type of energy, which is energy and mindset, which is best to think about them with, like should you think about it more creatively or should you think about it more intellectually, which describe how much emotion and how much emotional energy is really available to help you move forward in your life with regards to the dream issue. So it's a very valuable yet very quick set of questions to ask. And once you do that, and once you've entered the dream and answered those questions, then the computer can construct what is one of literally millions of unique interpretations, literally millions of unique possible interpretations for you. And this one says that I should use the dream to gain insight into a problem relating to someone with a person of my own gender. And looks like this is a creative solution that I'd be looking for, and I should look for unusual and innovative ideas. And then it asks me a series of questions that I should consider responding to, just kind of thinking about, or else journaling into the computer. Who or what in the dream would I like to be? Why? And let's take the perspective of this person or thing for a moment and see how you'd approach the dream issue differently. And then there's a very long set of explanations and a little more information about how to do that. When you click next, if you say that you would like to work more on that, then the software will give you a little information about the appropriate mindset to work with, and then it's going to remind you of that issue and the exercise it suggested, and then you'd actually journal back and forth with the computer, kind of prompting you and guiding you, and that's what helps you to think new thoughts and hopefully to get a practical insight that makes a genuine difference in your life today. And what happens is you can actually work with dreams more than once and develop new insights from them each time that you do, and the computer will catalog each of those interpretations, including any writing that you did about that exercise. It'll catalog it right along with the dream, so that's always organized for you. And then there's other ways to interpret. These are some guided exercises, the best way to describe it. One of the most exciting is sharing with your friends, because sometimes getting a different perspective is really helpful. And the way this works is the system will comprise an email for you, but before it does, it gives you a lot of control over how much do you really want to share with your friend. And so these are the different parts of the dream that had been cataloged, and it says you really want to, the day residue is what happened the day before the dream to kind of cause the dream, and the emotions are the feelings that you had associated with the dream, and the solutions or some of the suggested solutions from the computer, and you can decide how much you want to share with them. And when you say OK, you can then add a few additional comments if you want to. I'm just going to type some guts in there, and when you say next, here's those same questions. When you click finish, it opens up an email, and then you can, I'm just going to send that off to myself, right? And that's not really an email address that's monitored, so please don't email me there. I'm going to send that off to myself, and I could edit it further before I did. And you can see that it's including as much as it possibly can about the work that's been done on the dream so far. And it's asking a couple of questions of your friend, who we're emailing it to kind of engage them with the dream and find out what they think it could mean. And that's another way to get unstuck when you're kind of having a hard time opening that treasure chest. And then the computer would record that you asked that, so you kind of remember who did you send it to, and what were you asking, and that all gets cataloged also. So let's talk about the catalog for a second. No, let's talk about the symbols. Everybody always comes to you and say, well, hey, what does this dream mean? I dreamt about a tarantula. What does it mean that I dreamt about a tarantula? Well, it's kind of hard to say for sure, because what if I had pet tarantulas when I was a kid, and I just love tarantulas, but you were terrified of them? Wouldn't you think it would mean something different for me versus you? And the answer is yes. However, there are symbols that are common kind of human experiences, and what we've done here is created some of the most common suggestions for the symbols. So the computer will scan your dream for symbols, and then it will suggest what it thinks the symbols are about, and you can kind of click off. And what you do is, if you don't like the symbol interpretation and you don't want to associate the dream with that symbol, then you click that off. And what happens when you say OK here is that then that dream is going to be associated with that symbol. So here, let's leave them all clicked right now. And when I say OK, if I go down to the symbols view and then I go look for cars, I should find that dream, yeah. See, now when I look at cars, that's like a filter, and then all the dreams where cars were found would be in this one folder. And one of the benefits of that is that you get to look for patterns that are unique in your dreams over time with regards to specific symbols, and you can do the same thing for the emotions. Here, when you actually record a dream, let's record a new dream, you'll see it asks you to name every dream, and that becomes valuable because you need to think of, when you've got hundreds of dreams in the system, you need a way of differentiating them from one another to really see the patterns. When this is the actual dream itself in text, and this is just the plain old, what you see is what you get editor. Then I ask you to record the context of the dream, because what happened yesterday to possibly cause you to dream this, you're not going to remember that next month. But if you come back to the dream and you want to dip into it like a well to get more and more rich value from it, it'd be really good to know what that meant. Folders are just what they sound like. You can create folders where you store your dreams. The dream can belong to one and only one folder. However, with regards to categories, you can make up whatever categories you want to, and a dream can belong to multiple categories. So, and then there are filters on the left-hand side for folders and categories. You can actually add your own symbols. If there's a symbol that you don't find and you're having it repeatedly, or even just once, and you want it to be in the dream dictionary so that the computer will identify it the next time you dream about it and remind you what you thought it meant, the computer will do that. And then there's a whole list of emotions, and that kind of helps you remember the mood and tone and texture of your dream from when you had it. So there you have it. It is fairly inexpensive. It is guaranteed, and I think you're going to love it. You can read about it on this page and then pick it up. Thanks.